Hey guys, what's happening? It's Sam with Working Success. It's good to see everybody again. And this week we're going to talk about what to do if you are going through a really terrible divorce or a breakup, how to handle that at work. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about that today on Working Success. Hey everybody, welcome back. And before we get started today, I'd like to ask you all to please consider subscribing to this channel. Please like this video down below, and if you would, please hit the notification icon so that we can notify you when we post new videos on Mondays and Thursdays. So let's get down to it today, and we're going to talk about what you need to do if you find yourself going through a bad divorce or a breakup at work. I myself have gone through this, and I can tell you it's very hard to focus on what you're doing. Even though my divorce was very friendly and amicable, and it was a mutual decision on both me and my ex-wives, it was still absolutely devastating. I had to go and find a new place to live. I had to buy all new stuff for my new house. I wasn't seeing my kids every day. And that for me was probably the hardest part, is going from coming home from work and having your kids run up to you at the end of the day to coming home and being completely alone by yourselves, which is something that I don't think I'd ever done in life before. One thing I want to encourage you guys to do is, even though it's very hard to focus during this time, remember that work can be your safe haven. And what I mean by that is you can come to work and for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, however long it is, you can come in there and make yourself focus on doing your job and being as good at your job as you can be. When you go through a divorce or a really bad breakup, all that stuff's jumbled up. Your emotions are just a train wreck. You can't focus. You can't concentrate. But for me, I found that I could come to work and I could kind of leave everything outside of work for just a little bit. I could get 12 hours, and even though it came up and I was worried about it and I was just sick to my stomach over the whole thing, work provided a distraction. It provided me somewhere to focus and get my mind off all the bad stuff that was going on in my life at the time and kind of throw myself into it. And even though it feels like everything's going to hell in a handbasket at the time and everything that you had or you thought that you were working for is kind of gone, you still have your job, guys, and you're going to need that job to provide yourself some income and support yourselves and support your family. That part doesn't change. So try and keep that in mind. Try and throw yourself in your work during this time and realize that it's going to be okay. Even though some other stuff outside of work is falling apart, you still have a constant to come into. Try not to let the stress of your divorce or your breakup cause issues at work. One thing that you probably need to do is you need to go sit down and talk with your supervisor or your manager, or maybe both, and explain to them. It's not really their business to know everything that's going on in your life. But if you sit down and tell your manager, your boss, hey guys, I just need you to know that right now I'm getting a divorce, or I broke up with my girlfriend, or I broke up with my partner, and I'm really busted up about this. So if I seem distracted or I'm not performing as well as I normally do, kind of take me to the side and let me know that I need to pick it up, or I need to do that. At no point in time were my bosses ever anything but very supportive of me. They would check on me. They would, hey, you doing okay, buddy? Is everything all right? Are you doing all right? The kid's okay? And if you give them that courtesy and that heads up that something's going on, a lot of times a boss can prepare for that. Anytime I always encourage my employees, you can tell when somebody is off. Even if they don't come up to you, I might come up to you and say, hey, is everything okay? Is everything going all right at home? And I'm not really trying to pry, but I do want to give you that opportunity to be like, no, not really. Can I talk to you for a minute? And if you tell your boss, if one of my employees tells me, hey man, I just went through a really nasty breakup and I'm just not quite myself, I'm going to back off them for just a little bit. I'm still going to encourage them and try and focus on what they're doing good at work and try and build them up the best I can. But I also want to let them know that if at any point in time things get too heavy, they can come talk to me. And I've done this with a lot of employees. They're just having a real bad day, and they're just kind of, grown men on the verge of tears. And it's just like, you know what? I'm going to lock this door. You just get it all out, buddy. I know not everybody has that same courtesy, but it's something to consider if you find yourself in this situation. And if you guys do find yourself in this situation, a lot of workplaces have the EAP or Employee Assistance Program. Check with your HR to find out if you guys have that program. And in my case, they had 5 free counseling sessions. It didn't cost me a dime. I was able to go talk to a counselor about the things that were on my mind, and it did me a lot of good to sit down and talk to an impartial third party who was not judgmental of anything at all and just get it all out and work on some positive actions and reinforcements in my life that helped me out a lot. The other thing I would suggest is try and get yourselves an exercise routine during this time. Focus on yourself. Make yourself a better person. Take care of yourselves. You guys, there's a lot of times when you get out of a relationship, you find out that you've been neglecting yourself and your needs for a while. Use this time to focus on making yourself an improved version. So that's this week's topic. Leave a comment below. Do you have any advice for somebody that might be going through that? Have you been through it yourselves? What would you do differently? Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys all very much, and we'll see you next time.